What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today, it's a special day. It's a lovely day. The reason it is such a lovely day is because we've got ourselves the new Gundam set, Dual Impact. Now, this box has caused me a not inconsiderable amount of hassle this morning, because I went to the place from which I usually get my Gundam boxes. I say usually, where I usually get One Piece and where I got the first set of Gundam from. And they had their order cancelled. But the reason they had their order cancelled is because Gundam is doing way better than people expected, and Bandai have been prioritising stores that run events, which they should. I think Bandai are 100% right about this, and I love that they're doing this. But it was 9:15 in the morning, and I didn't have a place to buy Gundam, which made me very sad. Now, there was another local game store, Geek Retreat in Truro. Shout out to Geek Retreat in Truro for saving the day. Problem is, they didn't open till midday, and I'm sitting here at 9:30 in the morning about a box of Dual Impact. But I went back at about midnight. No, that's not right. Midday. Went to Geek Retreat, and they hooked us up. And it was lovely. Things were good. Everyone was happy. And I got my box of Dual Impact, and I am frankly delighted about this. This is a good result, even if I can't open the first pack coming. Now, what's weird about doing Gundam openings is that the set's not out in Japan. When I come and bring you One Piece openings, I can tell you what's good in Japan, what's seeing play, what the values are like over in Japan. I can't tell you any of that right now, because we don't know. It's not out. Well, it's out in Japan now. So we got Carter's Gray's Ritter and Sodon as our rares. And then we've got a resource. It's a regular common resource. Of course, resources, remember, you've got regular, and then you've got plus, which are a bit fancy, and then you've got double plus, which are very fancy. And in New Type Rising, the two biggest cards were the double plus legend rares. There's no reason to believe that that is not going to be the case here as well. They are both, I had a quick look this morning just to remind myself, both of those double plus legend rares are sitting like $600 on at the moment. So, yeah, they are, they're a pretty big deal. So, cross your fingers, maybe we get one of those. But, okay, as our rares, we've got Hyakushiki, we've got Zedus, and then we've got a resource. I've already lost the resources. There we go. So hopefully we get all the resources, get a little collection going. That will be lovely. Am I going to collect the double plus resources? No! Am I going to try and get my favourite of the Gundam in the double plus resources? Probably not. Maybe the plus resources. I'm not a rich man, but I do enjoy card games. Okay, so Calamity Gundam and Raider Gundam and Rick Diaz Red. So we got Frost, we got Awakened Power. There's our first legend rare of the box. We've got ourselves Gundam Visago. I love, and see, look at the texturing on that. Look at the there we go, that's a good shot. Look at the texturing. Now, I love, absolutely adore what Gundam are doing with their legend rares. Firstly, they are textured in a way that, things like the super rares in One Piece are not. I'm not saying anything bad about One Piece. You know I love One Piece. Huge One Piece fan. And huge One Piece card game fan. You add it all up. Happy Wassy. But in a One Piece box, you get 7 super rares. And they're lovely and foiled and they look stunning, but they're not textured like they are in Gundam. Gundam, they are textured and you get 8 rather than 7. And I kind of love the way that I open a box, you get 8 of the legend rares, which means a couple of things. So we've got Gundam Mark II as a rare. Now, okay, sorry, just a little bit of a tangent. Alternate art of this card. That is my chase card for this set. It's so-so artwork. They've worked on Pokemon. They've worked on One Piece. I think they worked on Digimon a little bit as well. The alternate art of this card is my number one chase card in the set. So cross your fingers for me, ladies and gentlemen. That is a card I really want. That so-so artwork is absolutely stunning. Although every time I say their name, it sounds like I'm insulting their artwork by calling it so-so, mama. But no, No, it's phenomenal. That's just their name. So I love the fact, so firstly, getting 8 of the 12 legend rares in a box means that every box had a 2/3 chance of each legend rare, which is wonderful. Gundam X is a rare, defensive last resort, and there's our resource. And that's awesome. But also, and I've said this, this is my thing of every game, I like to collect one of every card in the set, not including alternate arts. I'm not rich. So what I really want is I want one of every legend rare. And it's actually even easier with Gundam than it was with One Piece, because there aren't secret rares here. You've just got your legend rares and your alternate arts. I want one of every legend rare, and obviously common, uncommon, all of that. So, there's a rare. Oh, we got our second legend rare. G-Cux Omega Psychomu, which I believe is one of the ones that does have the double plus. And there's your EX resource as well. As well as resources, you do get EX resource and EX base in what is essentially the token slot. There we go. So, huge fan of this. Huge fan of getting all of it, 8 of the 12 legend rares. It means that when I open a box of Gundam, I only actually need to get 4 legend rares, and then maybe like 1 or 2 rares. And that's it. That's the set complete. And I've got it in my binder. Now I'm obviously going to need to go and buy a bunch of singles to make decks. That's absolutely fine. But my main collection is done from like a box. Do I start going up to 2 boxes per set? And hoping I get all the legend rares from there? And start doubling up on some that I might want to put in decks? I don't know. Maybe. We got Flitasuno as a rare. We got GXs. And then we got our resource card. Lovely. That might be something we have to start doing. And I'm totally okay with that. I was chatting to the dudes in Geek Retreat and just kind of telling them how much I love the mechanics of Gundam. I think the mechanics of Gundam are... It really feels like what Bandai did was they looked at Digimon, they looked at One Piece, they looked at Dragon Ball, their other card games, and they went, all these games are good, and I play all those games, I love all those games. But they looked at them and they went, alright, how can we make this better? Oh! That is a C+ resource. I did get one of those in my previous box in New Type Rising. And I get one here as well. I believe I've already pulled that dude. Yes, we have. Gundam Epion. So, that's what we've got. That's the regular. And then here we've got the plus. And you can see there's a big difference. So, that's my first kind of hit. In New Type Rising, I've got 2 alternate arts and a plus resource. Are we going to get a similar thing here? Obviously, I want the double plus legend rare. Let's not pretend otherwise. But that's so-so. If I could get a double plus legend rare and then the so-so alternate art, I can then, call this the literal best box ever. And as far as I'm concerned, it will be true. We've got Yakushiki as a rare. We've got Former Same as a rare. And then we got our resource as well. Okay. So far we've hit 2. We've got 3 packs left of the first half. We've hit 2 legend rares and a plus rarity resource. So a little bit on the slow side so far, but that's alright. I'm assuming it's 8 legend rares still in Dual Impact. That'd be nice. I don't want them to lower that down. Give me another one to try and find. That'd be sad. Okay, so we got a Gundam Mark II as a rare. There's our 3rd legend rare, and there's our resource. We've got Gundam X. Look, like every legend rare is textured and foiled and just wonderful. Like the amount of care that's gone into this. There are some card games where you open a box and you look at it and you're like, alright, that's cool. But you open a box of Gundam, you got 8 of these foiled textured legend rares, and then you've got kind of 3 hits as well that are above that. And it really feels like you've opened a box, if that makes a little kind of sense here. I have, unfortunately, as it stands at the moment, not been able to find... Oh, there's our rares. We've got Gundam Ashtaron and Gundam Aerial Rebuild. And there's our resource. Not my favourite resource. I've not yet been able to get hold of Starter Decks 5 and 6. But I think there's a card shop not that far away from me that might have them. So when I finish recording this video, I'm going to send them a message and be like, yo, any chance I could pick them up? I also need to pick up Starter Decks 2, 3, and 4. The assemble sets. I think that probably needs to happen. Okay, we got Gundam Age Spollo. Oh, Gundam Barbatos First Form. That is a legend rare. It's one of the ones I've heard people talking about from this set. So, yeah. Very nice. I mean, when you attack, if you damage, you get to draw one. Draw power is good. Okay, that's cool. We're now halfway through the box. We've hit 4 legend rares and 1 hit. So actually, as much as it was a slow start, we've gone through the first half of the box and we've hit almost half of what we're expecting. Now, we should hit 4 legend rares and 2 ults in this half of the box, but still, that, you know, not a bad little start. I do need, however, I need to start watching some Gundam. It's so confusing where to start. We got Haman Khan's Gaza C. There's a oh, speaking of which, we got a little token as well. Sorry, so it can be a resource, it can be an EX resource, an EX base, or just a token. But that is a nice alternate art. Gundam Barbatos First Form. Literally just pulled the regular. Now we've gone and hit the plus. And I was just telling you how good that card is. So now we've gone and pulled the plus version. That's quite cool. I'll take that. I'll take that all day. Okay. Sometimes I like when a new set comes out, and I'm sure some of you watching are in this same boat, whereby you see a am I going crazy? Yeah, I'm going crazy. So you see the new set come out, and you open a box or a couple of boxes, and it's almost like the box is telling you what you need to build. Because you pull, like, you know, a legend rare and then the alt art of the same legend rare, and you're like, well, hang on a second. Maybe now I need to start building this. So maybe I will. If anyone's got a good deck list, by the way, if you're using Gundam Barbatos First Form, do drop it in the comment section. Right. So, we've got Haman Khan. We've got Age Device. And then we've got our resource as well. And then later on this evening, I get to sit down and go through and see exactly what we pulled from our box and how happy we are about it. So far, okay. Haven't pulled the So-So Alt, which is the one I really want. Obviously, haven't pulled the ridiculously rare Legend Rare Plus Pluses. Have pulled a really nice alternate art, though, so that's a good start. We got Gundam X. There's a Legend Rare Gundam Age 1 Normal. Nice little cheap card. But it's got more drawing, which is lovely. And you get to get rid of a unit to place a resource, an EX resource. By the way, the EX resource, what a mechanic. The idea that you've got this extra resource, but when you use it, it's gone. But it means you can play cards, you know, faster than you would be able to. Oh, but by the way, the level system says your EX resource puts you a level higher, meaning you can play cards faster, not because you've got more resources because you're a higher level. You need to have level is the amount of resources you need in total, cost is what you pay. So for Hammerhead, you need to have 4 resources and pay 2. So when you get this EX resource, you're a higher level, but only until you use it. There's your rares. At which point it goes away, and then not only do you not have that resource to use anymore, you go down a level. So the idea that you've got this extra resource, which you can use early doors, but also puts you up a level, meaning you can play basically every card in the game 1 turn earlier. I love it. I think it's such a ridiculously good mechanic. So yeah, big fan of the EX resource mechanic. It is awesome. Okay, we've got Rick Diaz Red. We've got a rare there. And we've got a legend rare Psycho Gundam. Very cool. Again, look, check out the foiling and the texturing. There we go. When the light hits it just right, you can see all the texturing there. And it is just absolutely wonderful. We're not done yet, however. We've hit 6 legend rares. We should have 2 more coming. We've hit an alternate art and resource, plus rarity, which means we should have 1 more alternate art coming. We have got time. We've got how many packs left? 7 packs remaining. 3 of these we are expecting to have something in. Of course, it is worth noting Gundam, like a lot of other card games, you get to a point where you know the box is essentially dead. Not only, sometimes you can hit the hits and then you know that the only thing there is Legend Rares, but then of course you can sometimes hit Legend Rares and the last few packs are just 2 rares, nothing more, like those. And so if you're ever buying loose packs of Gundam online, just be a little bit careful, would ya? It is open for people doing nefarious things. I'm a nerd though. I like opening boxes. That makes me happy. Okay, so we got Gaza C, Bacto, Gundam Leopard, Raider Gundam, Barzum, Galio Bodan? Let's go for that. Got Buster Gundam, Heart Set on Revenge, Sisterly Care, and we got Camille Biden and You Say Go as our rares, and then a nice little resource as well. Lovely. I like that the resources are numbered as well. It's just nice. It means that you've got kind of an order in which you are supposed to put them into your binder, and that makes me genuinely happy. Okay. Few packs remaining here. What can we get? Anything amazing. We should still have a couple of Legend Rares. We should still have an alternate art coming. Okay, so we got a rare. Oh, that is one that we definitely wanted to hit. Gundam Epion. During Link, once per turn, during your turn, when one of your units destroys an enemy unit with battle damage, set it to active. There's no further restrictions placed. So it's an level 8, 7 cost 6/6 that can just become active every turn. Now, on places like TCG Player, they don't have everything listed right now. But where they are listed, it seems like Gundam Epion is... That seems to be the number one. Or at least it's right up there. And there is a Legend Rare, which is apparently one of the... Legend Rare Plus, I should say, alternate art. And I'm just saying, last time we pulled a Legend Rare and then the next pack we hit the alt art. Would not mind if we did that again now, would I? No. No, I would not. We got a rare, we got another rare, and we got a resource. Right. 3 packs remaining. In those 3 packs, we're still waiting on 1 Legend Rare and 1 alternate art in 3 packs. So only one of these packs should be a... Well, I want to say dud, but dud sounds wrong. Because there's still cool cards in here. Okay. We got Diva. We got Hammerhead. We got Hyzak. Alexandria. What we got? We got Gundam Heavy Arms. Jared Messer. Right. We have got ourselves All Range Attack. It's a rare plus Gundam Ashtaron. Okay. I mean, the art there is absolutely stunning. It's not one of the Legend Rares we were hoping for, but it is at least a beautiful looking card. And it seems like that's essentially our hits. A plus resource, Gundam Ashtaron, and Gundam Barbatos First Form, which to be fair does seem to be a very nice alternate art. So I'm thinking maybe this has been a good box. Still got 2 packs remaining though. One of them should have a Legend Rare in it. So we've at least got 1 more Legend Rare we can open up and celebrate. Okay. So let's get through the commons and uncommons. They're lovely, but we've seen them all. Okay. So we've got Forbidden Gundam, Gundam Age 1 Spallow, and then our resource. So in theory, if the pull rates are holding from New Type Rising, we should have a Legend Rare in our final pack to go and finish off. Let's find out, shall we? There's Custom, Daughtress Command, Beneath the Mask, Freedom, Heart Set on Revenge, and our last Legend Rare. There we go. Like clockwork. We've got ourselves Gundam Kamaris. I love the Legend Rares in Gundam. I'm sorry, I know I've said it multiple times in this video. I just think they're absolutely wonderful. I adore what Bandai have pulled off with this game so far. And judging by, how happy everyone is with this game, it does seem to be carrying on. My only critique of Gundam right now is it has turned out to be a bit more popular than expected, and that is making it harder than I might like to be running around finding products. But we've done that now. We've talked about it. We've opened our box. I think it went well. But tell me what you think in the comment section. Tell me how your box went. Go nuts! Be nice! And then usual deal, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays. Bye.